Hello everyone. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, making some really good trades as per usual. Let's dive into some analysis here. We'll take a look at the chart. So, start off with the most important chart. USDJPY looks like it's finally completed its impulse down here. Now we're getting a crash correction back towards the upside. Very nice move up. And you know what? We almost hit the short area. I had this as an A, as an A, B, some sort of B here, and then a C, the 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5. It's a very ugly count. You know, you could force it to make it work, but if you want to make the case that you corrected, you finished a move up like that, with basically no divergence, you could make the case that this is a C, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, right? Sure. The 4 is here, the 5, so I guess a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If you want to make the case that, you know, it's done here, that's what I'm thinking. If you want to say that it's not done and it needs to go higher, you could also make the case for that. Although you did make a lower low here, right, and you have some bullish divergence, which is kind of telling me that this is a impulse down, right? So you have the low probability setup where this is some sort of W, X, and a Y, and you're going to go higher. You're going to take this high out, and you need to correct higher. Or the more probable scenario is that you're again building a series of 1-2s, a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, and it looks like this one was like a 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, and the 3, 4s, and 5s ended down here, right? When you got that big drop down. So that's what it looks like to me. So we're just gonna be patiently waiting for this wave 2 setup. This could actually help equities go up, and once it, you know, really confirms its high, then we can look for a short opportunity in USDJPY for yen strength. We're looking for yen strength, US dollar weakness. Taking a look at the Dow Jones, again, it's really kind of a choppy week. Take a look at the weekly. It didn't do much this week, right? Kind of just stagnant sideways. Very, very sideways price action. I think we are kind of just in this mode where we're waiting for like more tariff tweets, I guess. We did get some at the end of the week on Friday, and it's kind of scared the shit out of the market, but ended up being bought up, right? So not too much there. So Dow Jones still in the short area. SPY still in the short area. QQQ still in the short area. Almost hitting the stop out level at 533. And then IWM still in this bearish setup, but waiting to confirm to see if we can get a 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. All it has to do is take out the highs. That's all the indices need to do, is take out the high to confirm the lows in, and we can make 5 waves off the lows. The TLT trade is looks like it's getting a little bit of a bounce here. The bonds are getting a bounce. Okay, let's see how the 1 hour 45-minute cycle ended. You got some capitulation. So you got a 1, 2, 1, 2. It could be a series of 1, 2, 1, 2s. Although I would actually like maybe a bigger 1, 2, come back up 3, 4 to 5. So because you can see you already have some divergence here, right? So I actually do like that setup better. Much better. 3, 4, 5. It's ugly because you got some invalidations on the you know, traditional Elliott wave, but you could also make the case that we're still inside this B, which I don't think we are, and this is a ABC for a flat for us to go higher. And again, there could be all sorts of ways you look at the chart. But for me, when I look at it, I don't think that would be the case, because bonds would come back up to here, and I don't think rates are going that low that quick. But you know, you could make the case, you know, that bearish positioning in bonds is actually going to help yields go down, because the shorts are a lot of people are short bonds right now, including myself. But I'm short not from these levels. I'm short from up here, so it's completely different. Yeah, and then we'll take a look at the SMH. Again, you know what? The SMH, I really thought the SMH this week was going to make another high. And you know what? It couldn't even get the high at 249.44. Taken out with the NVIDIA earnings actually doing better than expected. When we take a look at NVIDIA, we'll actually hop over to the semis real quick. NVIDIA made a higher high. Looks like you have an impulse with some sort of 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. And you know what? It just starts selling off. So to me, this is actually good news, right? It means maybe the market has struck a low, and we are actually going to get some sort of impulse, 1, 2 setup, or it's an A, and you're going to get a B and a C, and you're going to get a flat, and then you'll come way down later on. But this is going to be a big buyable opportunity. So you're getting some indications already from big cap tech stocks like NVIDIA that are signaling that the low could already be in. And any dip, any significant dip that we get could be buyable, right? And it's not a guarantee. If you break the lows, obviously it's being invalidated. Or it's a B, right? It's a B wave flat. Again, the possibilities are endless, but we're going to trade what's in front of us. Let's take a look at gold. So gold, where's gold? Oh, gold's here. Gold's here. Sorry, I was on copper. So gold hit the short area, came all the way down, almost hit the buy area by a few dollars. Now, my chart could be off by a few pennies. Let me just double check here. Gold trading has been amazing. It's been like spot on. Like, yeah, okay, there we go. So I guess mine was a little bit off. Okay, so it's still not perfect, but we were what? 5 cents off, something like that. So that's like good enough for government work. So that would be, you know, again. So we know that we're in the correct pattern, right? At least, so we know that this is a 1, 2, and a 3, an impulse, and we got a huge reaction off the low, and we have bullish divergence, right? Sorry, bearish divergence on the smaller time frames. So now we know that we need to correct down back in a 1, 2 setup. Now we're getting an impulse here. We got an A. I think we need a B and then a C. So we're still in this corrective wave 2, but I think you should still be long. Like I would not be like short, like, oh, I'm gonna like look to short gold here. You know, I wouldn't do that. Like I would look for this to come back up next week, maybe back up to like 333.24, and possible drop back down. If you break out, then yeah, like the low is in. This wave 2 ended early, and you know the smaller time frames you do start at the small time frames. The larger time frames you have capitulation. You know, you don't have to trade all the sub waves, and gold is going to take off, which would imply some dollar weakness or some sort of catalyst in the market that would send gold higher. Okay, we'll take a look at silver right after, because silver is, you know, the next one on the chart. Not much happening with silver right now. It's kind of just going sideways. And then we'll take a look at oil. Oil's next. Oil, again, I think is still inside of this B wave. The target is still $59. If we can hit it and get a reversal, the upside target is 66. But again, this depends on where gold will end. This will shift the target. Not gold, sorry, oil. Nat gas. Let's take a look at natural gas. So nat gas hit our buy area. Got a very nice reaction. And then it's now coming back to test the lows. So we'll know next week if these lows hold. If not, it's a more bearish count. And this is a B, and a C. Although we'd probably have to look at the... Yeah, so you probably get an A, B, and a C. And if that's the case... Let's see where this would take us. Are we going to break the low if that happens? Yeah, you would. So as long as you hold above this low, you're bullish. You break it, you got a more bearish count coming in here. And this is a double connector, which could actually take you all the way back down to $1.06 or something like that on that gas. which is like crazy. Okay, let's take a look at Tesla. Tesla finishing the week now with a nice impulse off the lows. So to me, Tesla looks like you could. So if you still want to be bearish, then this needs to nonstop start selling from here on out. But now Tesla looks like it's got 5 waves off the lows potentially, right? You had capitulation here, but the thing is, the reason I was a little bit more bearish is because you have bullish divergence off the lows. It's just usually not what you want when you see massive capitulation, but I think you got it on the weekly. But regardless, let's say this is still gonna happen, then this is your count. But if you're bullish, excuse me, you want to be buying the dips on the pullback, on the 3-wave move pullback for higher prices. And this is where Tesla will go to new all-time highs and start a new cycle. But again, the markets need to go higher. You can't have the markets go lower and then Tesla break out higher. Meta has not taken out its high, so this count hasn't really changed, and it's just been chopping sideways. We already talked about NVIDIA. AMD, I really thought AMD was going to make a new high this week with NVIDIA earnings. It actually made just kind of popped and dropped back down, and it's not looking that great, to be honest, with this peak on the RSI. But I am hopeful, I am optimistic. So let's just kind of sit on our hands here and see what happens. MU is bullish in my opinion, and should be buyable on a 3-wave pullback. Intel, bearish as shit. Still bearish on Intel. Still think the lows are going to break, and then we're going to come crashing down into this area at one point. In Nubis looks like it's finishing up its move higher. Should be starting to pull back. If we can hold these lows, I will be very interested in maybe picking some up. Okay, CrowdStrike making new highs here. Let's see if this X wave is going to come to an end, and if it does, then I guess the market is more bearish than we think. PayPal hit the buy area, is inside of this wave 4 still, needs to make another high in 5th wave. And Robinhood still in this X. Shopify still in its X as well. Webull, we'll finish it off with Webull. So Webull again is one that's very interesting to me. I think there's tremendous upside potential. It's getting down pretty close to the single digits here. Now I'll be really interested in accumulated there if it does get there. But for now, it's just been bleeding, right? And it's like, man, kicking rocks. It's like it's having a hard time doing anything. It filled the gap, came all the way back down. But yeah, single digits, man. Send it down. I'll buy it. No problem. Anyways, that's it for tonight. Have a wonderful evening. Peace.